Hello and happy, get in a good spot here. Happy Thursday. So today is day 3 of the 21-day challenge I'm doing for the self-discovery journey, and I want to share my journey with you. Who's here? Hey, Paul. So 21 days, today's day number 3 of the inner child. I feel like I'm so dark in here. I don't know how to make it lighter. Hey, Chantel. Okay, so today I want to talk about your inner child and have you talked to your inner child lately. So, hey, Dr. Tuck. Who talks to their inner child? Hey, Mike. Do you even know what I'm talking about? Do you believe that there's an inner child in you that is waiting to have attention and love and appreciation and to be nurtured? Hey, Alicia. Who talks to their inner child? I want to hear. Hi, Renee. So, one piece of my self-discovery journey has been acknowledging the fact that I have an inner child that needed love and needed attention and needed nurturing and needed all the things that I didn't get when I was little. We all have an inner child, and our inner child is usually missing something. Doesn't matter how wonderful your upbringing was. I think when we're children, things happen to us, and we're not adults, so we don't have the filter to process stuff that happened to us. And so when we're children, we perceive it either as danger, or that we're not good enough, or that it's all my fault. Like, these things happen to us, and then it becomes a belief of ours. It becomes something that we take ownership of. Maybe if you see your parents fight and you feel like they're fighting because of you. Well, what happens is it's not just like, as children, as coping mechanisms, as a coping mechanism, we start to believe that it's our fault, so then we do things to protect that, to make sure it doesn't happen again. And so what happens is, as we get older, we kind of forgot about those times when our inner child was hurt or neglected, or just maybe even ignored. And we become adults, and we have a filter now, our brain and our heart and our mind, we have a filter. And so we can take events that happen and we go, oh, that happened because of this, and it's not my fault. And, we can process it, but we can't do that when we're children. So in the self-discovery journey, one thing that I do a lot is I really ask, hey, Caitlin, hey, Michelle, glad you guys are here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm excited to be here. It's hard to share these deep thoughts, right? But I feel like it's something that I must share. It's not easy, but, yeah, I must share it, because I feel like there's so many people that don't know that they have an inner child that exists and that is actually calling out for help. So, have you talked to your inner child lately? That's my question. Have you talked to your inner child lately? And if you haven't, I invite you to do that, because sometimes we forget about things that happen. And whatever's happened, we can't do it. We can't change the past, but I feel like we're here to learn valuable lessons. And I think when we can tap into that inner child, because it's still there, deep down into the depths of your soul, like think about something that you struggle with now as an adult, and you can actually, if you try to like, you know, I love to ask why, right? So if you ask yourself, like, why are you struggling with it? You can probably trace it back to your childhood of like, oh yeah, I'll just share an example. I was a sick kid. I was really sick. I was always sick. I always had something wrong with me. This room is so dark. I don't like it. I was always sick. I always had something wrong with me. And so what that did is it made me miss out on stuff. I missed 30 days a year, every year from school because I was always sick. And so then that just meant like I couldn't babysit. I couldn't, like if I went to a friend's house back to back 2 nights in a row, I'd get sick. If I stayed out in the cold for too long, I'd get sick. And then also like, I love my mom, but she was a worrywart. And so it was always like, oh, when is the next time Jenna's going to get sick? It was like, so I actually have learned that one of the limiting beliefs that I had when I was a child was that, like, obviously there was all these examples that were showing me that I didn't deserve to thrive. Like, I wasn't thriving as a child. And so one of the thoughts that I believed, and I'm looking back at the last 33 years of my life, was, oh, there's a lot of different stories that I've created and examples that show that I still believe that I don't deserve to thrive. As a 33-year-old successful businesswoman with a huge heart to help people, I have been carrying around this belief in my head because my inner child believed it and never learned that it wasn't true. I believed that I didn't deserve to thrive. So you guys are leaving some comments here. Your inner child wants to be acknowledged and appreciated. We all deserve to be acknowledged and appreciated. And if we didn't get that when we were a child, guess what? We're going to keep attracting events in our life that were the same events that we had when we were children. If our parents didn't acknowledge and appreciate us, we usually get spouses that don't acknowledge and appreciate us because we believe that we don't deserve to be acknowledged and appreciated. Even if we want it, we find these scenarios that keep us in these same cycles. But what I'm telling you, the key to self-discovery is learning this so that you can break the cycle. So you were bullied through school. Now as an adult, you recognize being used, and I become angry, not mad, but hurt. So I always speak out. Okay, Alicia, so my tip for you is to realize why, and to get really clear and talk to your inner child, and to teach your inner child that it deserves to be acknowledged and appreciated. So not like wanting to be appreciated and acknowledged is not enough. You have to actually do the inner work where you start to believe that you deserve it. And when you believe that you deserve it, you'll start showing up better. You'll start showing up stronger so that you'll actually start attracting scenarios of where you are being proven that you are acknowledged and appreciated. But you have to do the work first. And it's a lot of work, but it can happen. Like for me, for example, my whole life I've wanted to thrive. I've wanted to thrive in business. I've wanted to thrive in my finances. I've wanted to thrive in my marriage, all of my endeavors that I ever get involved in, I do them because I want to thrive. Well, here's what happened to me. I kept self-sabotaging because in the back of my head, in my subconscious, my inner child still believed that I didn't deserve to thrive. For all of the reasons, because there was always proof, there was always a repetitive pattern that I created in my life because it was a belief system that I didn't deserve to thrive. But it's all I ever wanted. And so I literally have been spinning my wheels trying to thrive, right? Can you resonate with this? Can you identify with something in your life that you want so bad? You spend all your time and energy trying to get, but you just keep getting the same patterns over and over and over. It's because you're going about it the wrong way. And I can completely relate. I did that for 33 years. And then I learned about limiting beliefs. And I learned that the biggest limiting belief that I had was the fact that my inner child didn't have any reason to believe that she deserved to thrive. So I've just created environments where even when I get this close to thriving, I self-sabotaged. And now I'm learning how to break the cycle. And you can too. So I want to encourage you, if you're watching and you're listening, that you need to have a conversation with your inner child. You need to go back. Hi, Michelle. I love all your thumbs up and your hearts. I love it. I'm so glad. Can you resonate with this? Yeah. So talk to your inner child. Cassandra, you said you've indulged your inner child as an adult since my bad childhood honestly helped me be a stronger adult. My inner child deserves it. Yeah, your inner child deserves everything. Our children, see, we're all imperfect. We're all imperfect people. And so when we're parents, we're imperfect parents. I see it as a stepmom. I see it so much how I do things that like I wish I wouldn't have done, and it's hard. And so what happens to our children is that, and this is what happened to us when we were children, no matter how wonderful our parents were, stuff happens, life happens, life is hard, and when we're children, we don't have that filter to see it. So yeah, we have to talk to our inner children. We have to go back and talk to them and love them and hug them and spend the day with them. I mean, I know I sound silly, but that's what she needs or he needs. Your inner child needs the adult version of you to go back and give he or she everything that it didn't get when it was a child. And when you do that, you become a more holistic version of yourself. Big hugs to you too, Michelle. So I want to hear how, I would love to hear if you go tonight and you go and talk to your inner child. I'd love to know kind of what you experience. Be willing to put some time aside to love on he or she. So I hope this was helpful. This was day 3 of my 21-day journey of sharing with you my tips on self-discovery. And I'd love to have you join the movement. We can continue this conversation in my private Facebook group. It's called Mending Ourselves Well. It's an exclusive society. If you type in Mending Ourselves Well, you can step over to my private group where we kind of dive into this as a conversation. And it's a free group. It's about support and guidance in mending yourself well. And self-discovery is the #1 key that has helped me mend myself whole and well. And I'd love to continue to pour my heart and soul into you so that you can be whole and well yourself. All right, you all have a great night, and give those inner children a hug and a kiss for me. Bye-bye.